The cut-out muscle teleports coming in to try to do something. But this should be the Baron.
Faker's gonna dive on in and oh my god, Faker steals the
This Baron, an AD carry being bottom.
Oh my god, he do it! Oh! Jensen!
Can they find a team fight is the question.
What?
The Baron down the wild, they're stolen with a Void Seeker!
Alive finds Root flashing back to the pit. All they do is make
Hello everyone, I'm Sjokz and this is Ultimate List, the home of LoL Esports' craziest and most legendary moments of all time. And today, we are diving headfirst into the Baron Pit, one of the most entertaining corners of Summoner's Rift, where teams go to gamble with the hopes of winning the game in order to get that all-important buff. But sometimes that gamble does not pay off. Sometimes the enemy swoops in and yoinks away the objective at the last moment. I am of course talking about the classic art of the Baron steal.
Curtain call. Gonna try to stack and... Oh! What? How did he manage that?
Completely changing the trajectory of pivotal matches through one well-timed ability. Nothing gets us screaming faster than the Baron steal. And today, we're looking at 5 of the most legendary Baron steals in LoL Esports' history. At the LPL 2018 Spring Finals, fans finally saw their beloved Uzi win his first domestic title. And although RNG ended up defeating EDG, they started the series on the back foot, losing Game 1. But everything changed with the arrival of jungle legend Mlxg, who was called up in Game 2 and immediately made his presence known. From his crushing jungle invades as Olaf in Game 2 to his Drake steal in Game 3, Mlxg was on fire. And when it looked like EDG could take the series to Silver Scrapes in Game 4 after a failed engage by RNG in the mid lane, Mlxg showed us all why he's nicknamed Mlxgg by stealing the Baron as Nocturne.
Jungler's alive, this is burning down fast.
Letme's going for the initiation. Big
Got
jumps in once again. Guess all 5 members between the top lane jungle. Redemption!
Thanks to Mlxg's Baron steal, RNG took back control of the game, ending the series to earn Uzi his first ever LPL title, as well as a ticket to MSI, which Mlxg won as well, and then Rift Rivals and the Asian Games later that year. Yeah, I can see why LPL fans love Mlxg so much. Mad Lions may not have won MSI this year, but Karzi won the hearts of viewers everywhere with his dazzling AD carry play, especially in the tournament semifinals against the reigning world champions Damwon Kia. Karzi popped off that series, finding a bunch of solo kills versus the LCK bot lane alongside his support, Kaiser.
Huge. Kaiser, they're looking for him. Concussive blows are going to land with Glacial Fissure as well, and Ghost is down. Kaiser takes the kill.
But Karzi's most impressive play of the series came in Game 2, when he pulled off one of the slickest Baron steals I've ever seen.
The fog of war. Here comes the TP. How much is left on that Baron? 3,000. Kaiser dives in with Glacial Fissure, looking for the damage here. Elioya stepping in as well, but he has been hooked. Karzi's going to dodge with the Feather Storm. Khan off to a... Karzi! And Karzi!
Forced to use his Featherstorm ultimate to dodge Nautilus's depth charge, Karzi made the best out of a bad situation, using his flash and then Gale Force dash to get behind the Baron, the angle needed to blade collar his feathers back and slay the epic monster. This next one might sting LCK fans because we're going to look back at the 2018 World Championships, specifically Cloud9's quarterfinal victory over a Freak of Freaks, aka the series where Cloud9 ended the LCK's global dynasty.
What the heart? Oh, they're going for it! Oh, what a hook by Tushin! They're gonna find the way in though. The Oran's gonna come across, and the knockups are there. Is this the fight? It's 2 for 0, and the Guardian Angels are popped. This could well be it. Look at them clean up the map, and the last vestige of Korea has been destroyed.
This series was non-stop action, producing a bunch of highlights like Jensen's LeBlanc deleting Kuro again and again and again. But the play of the series wasn't one of the match's many solo kills. It was actually a now legendary World's Baron steal by Cloud9's then rookie top laner, Licorice.
Don't want to buy time, but it would be almost the last case. They're gonna dive into the pit, plenty of damage available, but will they even stop the Baron as the smite? Oh, he gets to kill the juggler! Who's gonna get it? Oh! You gotta be kidding me! Licorice solo carrying this game!
Contesting the Baron with only Jensen after Cloud9 lost the team fight, Licorice began his counterattack by knocking up Afrika with Ornn's Call of the Forge God. He then dove into the pit to assassinate jungler Spirit before stealing the Baron with one very well-timed swing of his hammer. Over the last decade of LoL Esports, we've seen all sorts of random abilities stealing Baron, from Ezreal's True Shot Barrage all the way to Yumi's Prowling Projectile.
Fast Baron here, and they should be. Oh! The Yumi gets in there! How does that even happen?
But back in 2013, LCS viewers witnessed the original 1 in a million Baron steal, courtesy of Vulcan support Bloodwater. Up against Cloud9, who were absolutely steamrolling through the league in their debut split, Vulcan unsurprisingly found themselves losing Baron late into the game. Vulcan's only 2 remaining members alive were Bloodwater and their jungler Xmithy, and while C9 were busy making sure Xmithy was far away from the objective, Bloodwater pulled off a now legendary play.
There's the burn, the shield's gonna wear off in time. Oh, the ultimate goes across. He gets out with 100 HP. The Baron, are you kidding me? Oh, Bloodwater steals Baron with a... I don't even know what to say.
With a rank 1 tornado.
While this game didn't have huge global implications like some of the other entries on this list, Bloodwater's rank 1 Janna Tornado remains the original play that made us all believe that no Baron is impossible to steal. Sometimes, all you need is an 85 damage tornado and some faith.
You're saying you still have a chance.
There's always a chance of stealing Baron Riv.
And there's no way we could talk about Baron steals without mentioning the epic 2016 LCK Summer Split Finals between the ROX Tigers and KT Rolster. Not only did the ROX Tigers finally win their first LCK title here, but the match was incredibly intense, going all 5 games. And on match point, everything pointed to a KT win after a huge fight broke out mid. Thanks to the momentum from that team fight, KT then found a pick onto ROX's jungler Peanut. Easy Baron now, right? Well, not quite, because Smeb, who for the majority of the game was pretty quiet, found the championship-winning Baron steal.
Even with Peanut down, Gangplank ult is up, remember. ROX Tigers fighting for their tournament life here, fighting for perhaps their team life. Baron taken. Oh, it's taken by Smeb! Oh! Smeb stole the Baron! Smeb stole the Baron! They're going after Fly now!
Thanks to the Baron, ROX could snowball their new lead into a championship. A lead that was only possible from KT jungler Score miscalculating his smite by 2 HP. Yes, you heard me correctly. Smeb sniped the Baron at 2 HP.
It's game 5 when you can have this right
2 HP!
Oh my
2
God.
HP on that Baron, the cannon barrage!
Luckily for Score, he got to learn Smeb's secret trick to stealing Baron when they teamed up the following season.
선수도 절대 신임한다는 또 스맵 선수의 바로 스틸 이거 엄청납니다. 혹시 뭐 바로 스틸의 비결이 있습니까? 가자! 뭐 하시는 거예요?
저만의 어떤 응원 그런 구호거든요.
I'm Sjokz, and that has been this week's episode of Ultimate List. Were there any Baron steals that we forgot to mention, or are there any topics you'd like us to talk about in one of the next episodes? Let me know in the comments below or hit up LoL Esports on Twitter. See you later, everyone!